Now, this is one that I talked to Jackie on the bus about this morning because we were having a little conversation and I asked her if she ever scans things with her iPad. She said, I can't even scan with my printer, let alone figure out how to scan with my iPad. And I'll tell you right now, if you have trouble scanning with your printer, this is the best way to avoid it. And the reason this got added in is my best friend was recently moving from New York City to where I live. And she called me frantically one morning. I've got to scan this paperwork and get it turned in, but I can't get to FedEx. Can I come by? I'm like, well, sure, but why don't you just use your phone? And she is my age, and she said, I have no clue what you're talking about. So I thought this would be a good one for anybody to know how to do. So there are different apps that you can choose from. I happen to use Genius Scan. I'm not advocating for this one. It's just one that someone else recommended to me. It's worked fine for me. You might want to go to the App Store and see the other ones that are available. There's a free version and a paid version. I've only ever used the free version and I've never needed anything more than what it offers. So on my phone, you'll see that the second row right below the weather icon, I have the Genius Scan app loaded. And all you need to do is go to the App Store, search for Genius Scan, and download it for free from there. So when I open Genius Scan, you can see all the documents are in there that I have scanned up to today. So in order to scan a new document, right down at the bottom left, you see the camera icon, okay? I tap that. Now, the first time you do it, it will pop up a note and ask if you will allow the application to use your camera. You will have to allow that or it can't use the camera function to scan your paper. So that you will have to say yes. It's just part of the function of the settings on the iPhones and the iPads for security that it asks you that question. So I'm going to scan my little flyer here, and it's got a bit of a glare because of the lighting, but now you can see that I can retake it. Oh, and I just locked my phone. I can retake it. If I don't like the way it turned out, I can use it. Now, I have the option of changing the orientation because obviously I don't want it to be sideways. So I tap the right arrow, turned it around to be facing right up. Now, the other thing that I can do is choose to enhance it. If I want to send it as color, black and white, you can make those choices. And then I can send it straight from within the app using email or another app. So rather than having to try to figure out how to get it from your printer to your computer if you have difficulty with that, this will give you the opportunity. And the other thing you can do is I can save it as a new document and I can continue adding pages to this same one. So I don't have to send a 10-page document in 10 separate messages. I can continue adding to it by tapping the little plus sign in the lower left corner and tapping camera and continuing until I finish. This works well, especially if you're trying to email to somebody rather than having to get it into your computer, attach it to an email. It does all that for you. You just put the email address in, send it. All right, we'll move on to the iTunes radio tip. Does everybody know you have a radio station in iTunes similar to Pandora, where you can customize the kind of music that plays?
Oh.
Okay, we'll look at that real quick. So on the iPhone, part of your iOS is the music app. So it's already loaded, not something you have to go and find. So I'm going to tap it. It's right below my settings app up there, fourth down, 4 rows down, fourth across. I happen to be a fan of blues, jazz, so I have a Norah Jones radio station set up already. So I can play any of these stations, and I have a 5-year-old, that's why I have the Frozen station. Any of these stations, some of them I've created, some of them were already part of the featured stations, so those are the ones Apple features and they put up there. So in order to create a new station, you can create a station based on an artist, an album, a particular genre of music, a song. So all you do is tap the plus where it said new station. You can choose from any of the featured stations, or you can use the box at the top and enter what you're interested in. So if I enter jazz and tap search at the bottom, It will give me stations, it will give me genres that I can choose from, and then actual songs. If I want to base my station off a particular song, then it will pick randomly other songs that are similar artists, similar time frame, what have you. You can always control that. So I'll see if it'll let me do it here. Okay. So once it starts to play, I can skip this song if I'm not interested in it by just tapping the fast forward, and it'll jump to the next one. I can pause it at any time, and I can also tap the star to say, hey, I really like that song. I want you to play it again, you know, in a while, and that will pop up again.